It's the moment millions of refugees and migrants have been waiting for. A global agreement to better handle migration adopted by a majority of United Nations states. The deal is not binding, but for the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, this is a significant achievement.
Whether their movement is voluntary or forced, and whether or not they have been able to obtain formal authorization for movement, all human beings must have their human rights respected and their dignity upheld. To deny these and to vilify any group of people is the road to dehumanization and horror.
But the US, which championed the push to protect migrants during former President Barack Obama's time in office, is now turning its back on the pact under President Donald Trump. The US, Italy, Hungary, Austria, Australia and Switzerland all pulled out of the deal, saying it compromises their sovereignty.
We think that this is of momentous significance because it charts a middle ground between the two groups that we have in the world today, those who are adamantly against migration and those who are adamantly for it, and neither can win. But countries need migrants if they are to prosper and flourish. We know that. Migrants add enormously to the wealth of nations, to the wealth of people, and to the countries that they departed from as well.
The pact offers a glimmer of hope for CHERYL PERERA, who comes from a family of migrants and raises international attention on the abuse suffered by child migrants and refugees worldwide.
There's no need to be afraid. Migration can be a positive experience and a safe experience for all. If we look at the Fortune 500 companies, half of them have been founded by immigrants or children of immigrants. If we look at the global population, migrants make up 3.4% of the population, but they contribute just a little bit less than 10% to the global GDP.
Migration has become a divisive issue over the past few years. Europe faced an unprecedented influx of refugees fleeing war in Syria. Hundreds of thousands of Rohingya from Myanmar are stranded in camps in Bangladesh, and there are thousands of Africans risking their lives to cross into Europe. Helping migrants and refugees resettle, go to schools and get access to healthcare is always going to be a long process. It's unclear if those countries in Europe where the far right is on the rise will ever be able to make concessions, provide safe havens for those driven out of their homes, or simply cannot return while the conflicts continue in their own countries. Ahelbarra, Al Jazeera, Marrakesh.